The final new moon before eclipse season arrives is coming on August 23rd, and we can talk about it. We can do things with it. So let's go over the astrology. I'm going to show you the entire chart of what is going on with this Virgo new moon. It's the first of two Virgo new moons. However, the second one will be an eclipse. So maybe not work with that one. But the first one, this one happening in August, is the one that we can do some stuff with. And I'm going to show you what the astrology looks like. And from that, we're going to say, okay, how can we magically align our intentions with this new moon to make the most of it energetically and magically? So let's dive in. Okay, so as we can see, this Virgo new moon is taking place, of course, in the sign of Virgo, where the moon and the sun are conjoined at 0 degrees and 23 minutes of Virgo. So this is the first degree of Virgo where we are experiencing this new moon. This is why by the time the moon goes around again, they will be in the latter degrees of Virgo where we will have that solar eclipse. We know it's going to be a solar eclipse because of this little guy right here. This is the south node, as you can see here. The north and south node show us where eclipses are going to be able to align. So when the moon and the sun are either in a new moon for a solar eclipse or a full moon for a lunar eclipse, and they are within about 15 degrees of those nodes, we know we're going to have an eclipse of some degree. And so because we are far away from the nodes, right? The nodes are at 19 degrees, we're at 0. It's too wide of a gap for us to have an eclipse at this point. When they come back around, it will be a lot closer because it'll be in the later degrees of Virgo, which is close enough to those nodes that shows us the sun and the moon are at the right declination. They're at just the right level for either the moon to block the sun or the earth to block the sun's light to the moon. And so that's really what we're looking for when we look at eclipses by transit in astrology. So when we look at this, we know that the next full moon, by the time this moon goes all the way around up to here, it's going to be a lunar eclipse. And so we will see that occur. Now, it's going to take about 2 weeks for that to happen, which gives the sun enough time to cruise across Virgo closer to these nodes, which creates that eclipse. We'll talk about that more as that's coming up. So stay tuned, follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do to get notified. And I will make sure to keep you updated on what we can expect from the eclipses and how we can still do something as far as magic goes during those times, because it is a good rule of thumb to not really do any willful magic, I like to say, during an eclipse season. More on that later. Let's talk about this one where we actually can still do things. So when we look at this, it's quite a quiet, you would think, new moon. It's a new moon, it's in Virgo, and the only aspect, of course, is the applying one. The moon is applying to Uranus at this point. Uranus is in 1 degrees of Gemini and is squaring in an overcoming square to this new moon. So we can assume that Uranus is going to bring some surprises to our Virgoan natures. Now, Virgos mutable, so can deal with change and variability, but may want to be the one in charge of the changes and the variability. So having something come in where we would rather be in charge of how things change and move and are arranged or organized may be something that we want to keep our minds open to, right? Allow ourselves to be curious, to be willing to be surprised, to be willing to work with something that comes in and shows us something we can work with that we didn't know we had before. Next, we can look at the ruler of this lunation. The ruler of Virgo is Mercury. And so Mercury is not able to witness that moon. You can see everything vanishes here. Mercury is in Leo, which is just one sign away from Virgo. So that kind of puts it in the blind spot of Virgo. So it can't witness the new moon, which just goes to say that it's not directly supporting or doing anything else to this moon. It rules it, but the manager's not here today. You're going to have to deal with, me. So that might be the kind of energy that we see where Mercury is not directly impacting or uplifting or even taking away from the energy of this new moon. Mercury is in a separating conversation with Mars, so we see some energy coming in with that. And then after Uranus, the next application for the moon will actually be to Jupiter. So we might be able to say that with this, we can say surprising things happen, but maybe all's well that ends well. And maybe things get really messy when we're trying to organize something or clean something, and then we realize there's a better way to do it anyway. So it's kind of like if you're putting together IKEA furniture and you realize you put on a piece backwards And now you've got to take the whole thing apart and do it again. But hey, at the end, you still get your furniture. So there may be that kind of energy to this lunation. And that's really what we're looking at here. When we look at the different angles from this, nothing too intense aside from that Uranus. So we're just leaving ourselves open to surprises, to inspiration, to progress, to things that are a little bit unexpected, but may give us what we need to level up in really great ways. Okay, so now let's talk folk magic. What kind of folk magic can we do with this Virgo new moon? Virgo is actually my favorite magical kind of sign to work with. In the Northern Hemisphere, it happens in that time of year where everything's turning into that crisp energy of fall. And I live in the Northern Hemisphere. I really enjoy that. So this is the time of year where we're starting to warm ourselves up and get cozy. And I really love this for us. So there are so many things we can do as far as folk magic around this. Now, again, be prepared to maybe try something new, lean into that Uranus energy and do things a little bit differently than usual. And what you can do is specifically like hearth magic, right? If we think about the sign of Virgo, the time of year that Virgo represents symbolically, right? That harvest season that's going on, this time of gathering things around and preparing for anything we may need coming up. This is a great time to be doing the same. It's a great time to be clearing out your closet and making way for all the sweaters that you may want to wear over the colder months, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, making way for all of the warmer months that are coming. It's a good time to be cleaning your house. If you have the climate for it, open your windows. Let this stagnant energy out. Let the fresh energy come in. It's a fantastic thing to be able to do. You can do simmer pots, and you can do those seasonally. It's not just an autumn thing. Simmer pots with herbs and fruits and different things that would smell really nice in simmering water can be done around this time of year. My watch went off, so maybe that means that simmer pots are a really good way to go with this. And you just put your intentions in it, right? You're intending for this simmer pot to help you brew up some really comforting months, some really comforting energy, some things that make you feel supported and more organized and in control of your own situation. And if you're looking for some kind of incantation or spell or affirmation to go along with this, I am in control of my own circumstances. We are in a time right now where if I brought that chart back up and showed you the context, which I do, by the way, every Monday here on YouTube, I do a Monday Magic Mood Boost and I show you what's going on. So join us there. It's a live broadcast. You'll be able to interact and comment, and I can answer some of your questions. But if you look at that, we are in a really incredible time to be alive. It is astounding. And so, with that, we may need to find little areas of our life where we can feel like we are in control. And with your magic, because we are not in eclipse season yet, you are in control. What do you want to make? How can you organize? How can you clean your house? Like, think about the magic of a broom, right? How are you getting rid of the stagnant energy of the old, cleansing all of those things out so you can have your space be nice and clean and yours? Maybe go around doing cleansings, use some good incense that can help cleanse the energy. I am burning lavender as we speak. And so this is something that you can do at this time of year, especially, that really helps with this. Virgo also can help us really bring in the abundance that we need, right? It's the harvest. So think about the abundance that you want for the next few months. What does that look like for you? And how can you make space for that? One thing I've found in practice is that Virgo really rewards the manifester who is prepared. So the make space step of manifesting, cleaning out the closet of things you're not going to wear anymore so you have room to put in things that you will wear and that you're excited to bring in. Even if you haven't found them yet, the space is there for them. It is inevitable that this space will be filled, and now you get to choose what that's going to be filled with. That can work across your life. Clean out your refrigerator of any ingredients or things that are not up to date or not what you want to be eating right now. And then bring in something that's a little bit more seasonal to your environment, but also to where you are in your life and what your intentions and needs are. These are the things that I would do. And again, you can burn candles, you can play music, you can set your intentions, decide what your life wants, what you want your life to look like, and how that's going to work out for you, what that path looks like, what are your small steps that are going to lead to big results, and how can you feel and truly believe that you are in control of your own circumstances? It's going to be really important, really helpful. It's the thing that gets me by right now, and I hope it helps you too. I hope that this new moon feels abundant. I hope your harvest is plentiful, and I will see you soon to talk about eclipse season.